So welcome to another Chris show. Just a heads up, this is going to be a very touchy subject. If you haven't been knowing what's going on in the world, we have George Floyd killed for forgery. We have riots, we have cops fired, we have looting, we have a lot of things that are going on. I'm going to give my opinion and everything on it, but make sure you're subscribed and have the notification bell so you can be notified as soon as I drop the video. But as I said, this is going to be a very controversial and touchy subject. Some people aren't going to like it, some people will love it, some people will hate it. I don't care. I'm going to speak how I feel. This is how I feel on the topic. I was going to do a video last night and upload it this morning, but I was way more hot and I was way more angry than I am now. I wanted to have some time to simmer down, really take in everything that's happened and just analyze everything. And after that, all I want to say is I see a lot more people talking about the fact that a Target has been destroyed and looted than I have people talking about George Floyd actually being killed that day. More white people are talking about all the looting and rioting going on than they were talking about the unjust actions that were going on that day. So people have to speak up when riots and lootings happen, but when we're being killed for things they aren't being killed for, they don't speak out, they don't understand, they say just follow the law and everything will be okay. But in this day in America, it's painfully obvious that's not true. And people are fucking mad. People are upset. I'm upset. If you see what's going on in this world and you're just mad about, oh, what about the companies or what about them? And you don't understand why black people are up to this point that they are rioting and they are looting, then you just don't get it and you probably never will get it. And I don't care anymore. And people always say you don't fight violence with violence, but what can we do? When we kneel, you guys said it was a problem. White people apparently can protest with guns and yelling, shouting matches with cops. They don't get pepper sprayed. They don't have the whole area cleared out. They can do whatever they want. When we wanted to do that the other day, they had a problem with it. There was smoke screen and everything was that. So what did you think was going to happen? You think, oh, we can't do a peaceful protest. We're just going to take our bag and go home. No, people are going to escalate it and take it to the next level. And that's what we have today in Minnesota, with things being destroyed, with things being looted. We see this old 30-year-old bitch being fire extinguished because she was trying to save Target. Keep in mind, Target's net worth is $62.5 billion. So I think one Target being destroyed isn't the end of the world for them. But you gotta know, you know, in America, people care more about capitalism, they care more about dogs than they do about black lives. So, you know what I mean? Apparently, you can have something on your neck for 7 minutes and we need to wait for the FBI to do their investigation. What investigation needs to be done? Why aren't these people being arrested for murder? Why are they out free? They're just fired? Fired's good enough for you? That ain't good enough for me. When we're constantly dealing with this with police, and it's not, people act like it's only down south. This is Minnesota, this is Northwest. Things happen. The Eric Garner thing was in New York, so it doesn't matter where you are. The cops are prejudiced against us, and people want to bring up, oh, don't let the few bad cops ruin all the good ones. But if you were a good cop, wouldn't you stand up? Wouldn't you tell your boy stop doing that? Or wouldn't you go up to your boss and be like, hey, my partner's racist and he's actually going out and going against black people? That's what a good cop will do. But no, all these people will just sit, they do stand by and they mind their business and let their boys do what that is, and then they want to speak up after the fact. But speaking up after the fact is part of the problem. That's also what I'm saying. If you think, oh, these bad cops and all that, no, there's more bad cops than good cops, because if you don't speak up, you're a bad cop. If you don't speak up on racism, how are things going to get solved? How are things going to get better? They're not. That's why we're at the state we're in, and people are rioting and people are fucking upset. Shit, I am, you know what I mean? So 2020 has been just a complete crazy year. We've gone from this corona to people, the Ahmaud Arbery situation where white people apparently, they can take the law into their own hands and kill you and get away with it for 2 months, and then, oh, you have to be recorded to get arrested. So let's imagine if George Floyd, this thing wasn't recorded. What would happen? These cops would have moved on with their day and kept on working, and another black person would be a victim. But thank God for technology, because before that, imagine how many instances in the 90s and early 2000s, before we actually have video footage and things to record, of all these instances and bad things happening and police lying on reports and doing all this. So yes, this is built up for decades. We are fucking tired of this. Racism isn't more prevalent, it's just being recorded now. And that's just the simple truth. You guys are now seeing with your own eyes, oh, maybe these black people aren't lying about being treated by the cops unfairly. I know not all white people are, against it, and there's a lot of people that are helping the cause and are for the cause. But when, you have a wide variety and wide range of them that are against everything, they never want to give up their privilege, they never want to actually help racism, they just want black people to shut up and take what you got and enjoy it. So as long as we have this divide in America and, people are always going to agree with this and agree with that, this is why we have violence. And then one of the last things I want to talk about, people say violence isn't the answer. But how did America get here? Someone tell me. How did America gain its independence? Was it through talking it out with the British? You tell me. Did they go to war? Was it violence that was involved? How did America come together? And then, you can fast forward like almost 100 years. There was a civil war. How was that resolved? Did they just talk it out? Hey, no more slaves for you. Everything's gonna be good now. No, they went to fucking war and violence ensued. And then when America started expanding, when they took land from the Indians and Mexicans, did they just say, hey, let's agree to a treaty, you can stay here and you can do that? No, they murdered them and they killed them. So to act like violence isn't the answer, y'all just lying, because being peaceful isn't the answer either. We tried to kneel. We tried to do peaceful protests, and this is where it got us. So I'm usually the person that asks for comments and all that, but you can comment on how you feel and everything that's going on. You can comment on my views and my perspective, but I had to let this out. I had to get it out. I'm pissed. I'm not happy. Things are only getting worse. They're not getting better. Until people realize how privileged they are to be able to go outside and see a cop and not wonder if they're gonna lose their life that day, we'll never get it. And they don't care to get it at this point. That's where I draw the line. Violence, they always say violence isn't the answer, but shit, even when Martin Luther King was being peaceful, y'all shot him too. So as I said before, I had to get this off my chest. I was gonna do this video last night or early in the morning and get it up, but I was too angry to be able to get coherent thoughts or make a video that's even gonna be compelling, so I wanted to get myself down to this level. Well, make sure you're subscribed, turn on the notification bell for all my videos, like, comment, share this video with your friends if you enjoyed it. This is Chris, I'm out, this motherfucker.